Hello YouTube, haven't made a video in about a week, but been a lot going on, especially still going on all the stuff with the tapping of Trump Tower and the Russian story, and it just keeps going on. But it looks like the mainstream media has backed themselves into a corner on the Russian story. They have shut up about it a little bit because they're saying that Trump is calling out Obama and the Democrats for bugging Trump Tower, and there's no proof of that. So if there's no proof of that, then there's no Russian story. Because before, the whole reason there was a Russian story is they said that phone calls were intercepted by the Russians, and that's where the story came from, that somehow, supposedly the FBI or the CIA intercepted phone calls from Russia to the Trump administration. Well, they'd have to have a wiretap to do that. Now they're saying there was no wiretap, so there can't be a Russian story, so they're kind of shutting up on that a little bit. But they're still saying that Trump has no proof of hacking, wiretapping, but of course he's got proof, because that's how General Flynn's phone conversation came out. That Flynn was asked, Flynn talked to the Russian ambassador. He was asked, did he talk about the campaign? He said no. He told Mike Pence no, that he didn't. Later, I guess it came out that the Russian ambassador had asked him about the campaign, but Flynn refused to comment on it. So he really didn't talk about it. But it was such a minor thing. It was a big storm, big, huge, blown up garbage by the mainstream media. So Flynn ended up resigning. Trump never knew Flynn was going to resign. It was just Mattis and Mike Pence talking to him. I don't know. But anyway, now it's coming out that now they're trying to blow out of proportion that Flynn was a lobbyist before he was on the Trump campaign. And I guess he did some work for Turkey. And if you lobby for a foreign country, you're supposed to register with the Justice Department. But it's common procedure in Washington that you sometimes, if you're not registered with the Justice Department for foreign lobbying, you'll go ahead and do a little lobbying and then you register afterwards. But anyway, they're trying to blow this out of proportion as to try to point out that Flynn is corrupt. Well, Flynn's obviously not corrupt, but Flynn's not in the campaign anymore. But we'll be hearing some of that, you can be sure. Anything to smear anybody that's around Trump. I wish Trump would come out and hammer MSM, the mainstream fake news dinosaur media, for saying that there is no evidence after they're the ones that reported on the hackings. Mark Levin, the radio host, brought up 7 articles where the mainstream media said that Trump's, or the Trump campaign people's, phones were being monitored. So they were the ones suggesting that there was a hack or a tap going on. 7 different times. And finally when Trump months later comes out and says they're doing it, oh, no, it's false. He has no evidence whatsoever. Ridiculous. These two-faced people. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, a whole bunch of these people saying, oh, we never met with the Russians. We're senators. We never did. And then a mass bunch of pictures come out showing every one of them with the Russians. Every single one of them that denied and said they weren't. Including Chuck Schumer eating donuts with Putin. And a day after Nancy Pelosi said she never met with the Russians, it shows her sitting across the table from the Russian ambassador at a dinner. So it's all lies. It's all lies. They're keeping up their fake narrative, hoping to influence American people. And the only American people they're going to influence is a couple fools that get their news from the mainstream media. Anyone who still gets their news from the mainstream media, I don't even know what to say about them. They're living in la-la land. If you believe anything CNN says, or MSNBC, or CNN, or NBC, or ABC, if you believe a word they said, then you're their fool. That's what you are, because everything they say is a lie. I wouldn't believe them if they said the sun was shining. But they keep on hammering, the narrative they keep on trying to build on it. But let's see what comes out. The House and the Senate are going to investigate this wiretapping deal. The House is really, see, the House is heavily more Republican than the Senate, so they're more eager to do it. They really want to do it. The Senate's going to go along with it. The Senate's very split, 48 to 52 for the Republicans, but we have Lindsey Graham and John McCain in the Republicans, so it's basically a 50-50 split. So the Senate, that's why 2018 is going to be so important, so we decimate the Democrat Party in 2018. One thing happening local here, last Saturday was at the March for Trump, and I talked to the lady organizing it, and they're going to try to do that the first Saturday of every month in Mansfield, Ohio. So that's good. We need to get out there every day. We need to get out there and support Trump at every opportunity. Let them know that we support him, that he's got major support. We need to, and another thing we need to do is we need to call out to politicians in Washington to do something about the violence against Trump supporters. Do something about the Black Bloc Antifa rioters. I heard a radio show tonight. A guy had found a pamphlet of some leftist group had put out, and it talked about bashing fascists. Bash fash, or something like that. They have no clue what fascists are. Talking about how to spot fascists, and one of the ways to spot it was if they wear a MAGA hat, a Make America Great Again hat. It's a sure sign they're a fascist, and you should hit them. Unbelievable. The other thing, a shout out to the Stick Man, who defended Trump supporters at Berkeley last Saturday. I guess they've raised money, got him out of jail. Obviously, there's video, I guess, proving that he was just defending himself and defending Trump supporters from vicious attacks by Antifa and Black Bloc. So that's a good thing. Hopefully he doesn't get in any trouble for it. If he does, just another example of extreme hypocrisy, extreme double standard. Let's see what happens. Let's keep moving forward, supporting Trump, getting on Facebook, getting on YouTube, getting on Twitter, keep pushing the narrative, our narrative, and see if we can't defeat him. That's it for now. I'll see y'all soon.